In this video I'm gonna give you some tips on what you need to fix to get out of Platinum. My name is Buster and I make educational Valorant videos, so if that interests you, hit subscribe. Plat is a really hard rank to get out of because the skill ceiling is much higher than gold. I know from experience how long you can be stuck there because frankly the difference between gold and plat is insane. This is where you're gonna actually start playing against some people that are experienced and serious players, so you gotta make sure you take it seriously too. I got some tips and things I've seen a lot of Platinum players do that you need to fix in order to get out of there fast and move on to Diamond. The first thing a lot of Platinum players struggle with is over-aggression. Re-peeking, pushing and overall being too aggressive is a huge issue in Plat, because they're used to being able to do it without getting punished often. A lot of times in Gold and below, players don't have a plan and basically do whatever they want, but in Plat people will start coordinating better, so you need to get used to that and not being as aggressive. I'm a huge advocate of being aggressive if you do it smartly, but you don't want to overdo it or be aggressive for no reason, and that's what a lot of Plat players struggle with. So try to get rid of that habit and you'll die a lot less and you'll find yourself playing much better as well. The second thing you need to make sure you aren't doing is baiting. Firstly, I want to mention that baiting isn't not helping a teammate that's pushing into the entire enemy team, or not helping a teammate in a clutch to not reveal your position. There are okay ways to technically bait, but this is something that you need to talk to your teammate about. It can be tricky to know the difference between smart baiting and just not caring about your teammate's life. So baiting your teammates is a really common issue in Plat, because in my opinion this is where players start developing an ego and they think they can't do anything wrong. Now this is not all players, but I find a lot of players that think they're way better than they actually are in Plat, and that's kind of an issue. I know a lot of times you'll come with teammates that might be playing bad and you think you can do much better. This might be true, but baiting is never the solution. You should always try to help your teammates and get the trade kill if you can. Unless your teammate is doing something crazy that you'll most likely die from, then your main objective should be getting the trade frag and going with them. This is also really common when pushing sides, and I can't believe people still do this, but there are people who knowingly goes in last and waits for everyone to go before you. Now this is fine if you're the one with the spike and you're a sage, let's say, but if you're an initiator or duelist and you're closer to the site than your teammates, then just go first. Don't try to go last to avoid dying and think you can clutch, because in most cases you won't win the clutch and get all the kills by yourself. Valorant is a team game after all, so play it that way. Teamwork is my next tip. In my experience, the skill gap between the average Plat player and the average Gold player is huge, and a lot of times in Plat, players might be actually using strategy and teamwork to win, whereas in Gold and below that it's almost non-existent. Therefore it's important for you to start communicating with your team as well if you aren't already, and actually try to do more callouts than just the basic ones like where you died from, if you see any enemies, etc. Setting up things like crossfires when holding sights, smoking or flashing for each other, playing around each other's ults and abilities are really powerful ways to win without much added effort except saying a few words. So try start communicating and coordinating a bit more with your team and you'll find yourself winning a lot more games. Another thing you should start doing is watch your own Vods and pro games. When you want to get up to Diamond and above, you're gonna need to start getting more advanced. Simply playing the game and doing a bit of aim training on the side isn't gonna cut it, as this is where people actually start taking it seriously. So if your enemies put in the work and you don't, then you're gonna have a hard time advancing even further. Watching your own games allows you to see the mistakes you do bad and bad habits you have so you can stop doing them. Watching pro games or really high ranked players play is gonna help you find new positions to play or tricks you can use in game. You can also learn how these players handle different situations, so if you're struggling when you get into a certain scenario, maybe check out some pro games to see how they deal with it to get some advice. A lot of times watching your own games might be hard as you're so used to your own way of playing, so you can't see the mistakes that you make that well. That's why I have a VOD reviews channel in my Discord where me and others in the community watches and reviews your VODs and gives you feedback. You can also find people to play with if you're tired of solo queuing, so if you're interested, join my Discord, link in the description. If you want to learn more about ranking up in Valorant, check out the players on screen right now. That's all I got for today, see you next time.